Hi, guys, and welcome back to my new Housewives 411 YouTube channel. Today, I have a special guest for you guys, Bambi 4183. You guys are going to love her. She is making content and making a name for herself on Instagram and a bunch of the different platforms and Bravo community. So I think it's a great opportunity for all of us to get to know her a little bit better. And Bambi, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and where everyone can find you?
Hey, thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. Yes, I'm new to all this, but I've been a huge Housewives fan my whole life. And I started off with New Jersey, so I thought that's where I would start my page at. And I appreciate all the people who have supported me and followed me. You can follow me on Instagram at Bambi for Life 83 and Twitter at Bambi for Life or 4L, sorry. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be on the podcast and to talk and spill the tea.
I know. We're excited to have you. We should let everyone know, of course, everything that you're going to hear today is alleged and for educational purposes only. And don't come after us.
Yes.
We're just trying to talk housewives today.
Yep.
Let's start with the headlines. There's so much going on. Like we are seeing Bravocon headlines. What was your biggest takeaway from Bravocon that you saw? Like what really shocked you the most?
What shocked me the most was the questions from the audience, especially the Jersey panel. Like I don't understand. Like I feel like the other panels didn't get that much heated
Heat.
questions and weird questions. I don't know. To me it kind of seems like a setup.
Sure, I understand. I felt like whenever the charity ball game happened, there were a lot of people that were planted in the audience. And I've told my listeners this before that there's no way these people that, don't know each other somehow end up all next to each other at this charity baseball game. These young girls that have t shirts with Joe Gorga's face made on it and their belly shirts. And then these middle aged women walking around with envy bedazzled t shirts. And it just didn't make a lot of sense. And then it's the same sort of thing at Bravocon. You have these obnoxious people that show up to these Jersey panels, and it's like everywhere else, the audience, even if there's passion or heart in the franchise, they're still not disrespectful when they come up to like the panel. So it is very confusing. Did you hear rumors about people being planted
I
in
heard
Bravocon?
rumors about, I saw a couple things online. I heard a bunch of rumors, and to be honest, it would not surprise me.
Yes.
It would not surprise me because if you notice that we as, let's just say Teresa fans, will say that us being those fans, we're passionate, we're supportive, we love Teresa, but you notice the other side, they're not really passionate about that side. They're more passionate about hating on Teresa. So are they just together because they hate Teresa on that side? Because it doesn't seem like they're very passionate about the people that on that side, like Marge and Melissa. Like they don't go out and post positive things about them and make videos. Like you see all the videos people make about Teresa and stuff.
Yes.
Like you don't see that about that
No, you
side.
don't.
You
You
see
definitely
them
don't.
gathering together for one thing, and it's just to hate on Teresa.
Did you see anything about an assistant pulling people from the lines outside of like the room, like where they would have the panel? People would be lined up waiting
Yeah, I heard
outside,
that they
and that
were being told, like they were like being paid, saying
yeah,
I'm going to pay you to say this, or I'm going to pay you to boo Teresa, but don't boo too much because you don't want to get kicked out, kind of thing. Just like a light blue.
yes,
Like it,
yes,
yeah. I saw that, and it was just it.
yes.
It makes so much sense. Like after watching all the clips from Bravocon, like it makes so much sense.
Yes, because if hypothetically, if you have people lined up outside to get into the room and her assistant goes around, it could be her sister's assistant. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It could be whomever. And they pull people and they call it like they label it as like a Bravo super fan. So the instructions don't sound so much like Teresa is the target. However, it's like clear to all of us Teresa's the target, but it's
yeah.
very much like you said, boo, but make it a playful
Well,
boo.
boo,
And when
exactly.
Melissa Gorga comes on stage, applaud like you're her biggest fan
Yeah.
because she doesn't have any.
Exactly. Like it was, if you can't see the bigger picture, then I don't know. I feel sorry for you. Like, I don't know what
Yeah.
else to say, right? Like, yeah,
Ugh, it's a tough
crazy.
situation because these people, they pay them, and if they're not really, loyal to anyone, what does it matter to them? Like they don't,
Exactly.
they'll take a couple extra dollars. Like
Yep.
they're a Bravo fan, they're already going to the panel anyways. Like,
Yeah.
and now you're making them feel elevated because you're talking to them, and somehow you're affiliated with Melissa Gorga, and it's like
Yeah.
people get weird about
It's so weird to me. It's so weird to me. Like, it should be fun. Like, that's the whole point, right?
Yes.
It's
Mm-hmm.
fun. Fans come together, not all the negativity. And yeah, it was really bad, really
What
bad.
do you
Like,
think about the backlash that
just the Jersey
I
panel.
know. I know. What do you think about the backlash that Jennifer's getting?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
I do too. I do too.
I think, sorry, but like, you approached Jennifer, you asked, like, do you think you could crawl up Teresa's ass anymore? Basically, that's what the fan said. Like, why aren't these questions being screened? Why was that allowed?
I don't know if they are screening them like they typically ask them like what their question is, or they tell them what their question is, and then when they get up there they just do whatever they
They
want.
want, like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this fan said Teresa got up, and the fan's like, you can sit down. To
I
Teresa,
know.
like,
I
who
know.
who the fuck do you think you are?
It is strange though that after she would ask a question like that they wouldn't make her get down from the mic, that they would even have her respond. You would think
Yep.
that production would come in and be like, go sit down, you know what I mean, and not even have Teresa or Jennifer respond.
Respond to that. No, they it was all ploy. They did it on purpose. Like, that's my opinion anyways. I'll just say my
I
opinion.
mean, it's like, is Bravo in cahoots with the Gorgas too, or is there just a couple of producers that are in cahoots with the Gorgas, and Bravo just thinks that this shit naturally happens, or they just look the other way because it's making headlines, which is making them money, so they don't care?
That's exactly what I think it is. I think both. I think there's a couple producers, because we all seen that Marge has producers at her house eating dinner, whatever, right? They go out for dinner. But I believe also that
They probably have to pay for dinner too.
Yeah, probably. And Bravo producers see all of us, see how passionate we are, and they're like, wow, we're making headlines, we're making money, like, let's just roll with this.
Yes.
And it sucks because it's on behalf of Teresa. You know what I mean? Like, that's,
I know. I feel like they're trying to squeeze every last dollar they can out of the Teresa and Melissa saga before they have to make a decision on what they are gonna do.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like.
Yeah. And we're so passionate about it that we play into it, but like, that's because we love Teresa, and we don't want to see like this shit at Bravocon. Was that, to me, that's just ridiculous. And it just goes to show you that there is out there to get Teresa. People are, there's a bigger picture there to get Teresa. And
I know, it's so crazy.
So crazy to me. And for people to say like she's a has-been, like John Fuda, like, come on, buddy. Like, who are you to say she's a has-been?
I know, so disrespectful.
So disrespectful.
I mean, like, where, like, why? I thought we were getting less of the husbands.
Yeah,
I'm so
sick. Yeah, I'm so sick of the husbands. Like,
me too.
Seeing that Jersey Magic Mike show made me sick. Like, I don't know who paid for that. Like, or signed up for it, but yeah, that was something else too. That was something else.
They didn't even people didn't throw real money at them either. They threw like paper money or something.
Yeah. So that's and at the end, like, Joe Gore is throwing like paper money too, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, I can't.
I know, it's bad. It's so bad, and it's like so Bravo just continues to roll with it and endorse it. Like, they didn't endorse his comedy, which I kind of thought did speak volumes, because they did not endorse his comedy show. They did not film his comedy show. But this stuff happens with Brad Garrett allegedly, and this whole scam, and now they're blaming AI, and it's just so convenient that they're blaming AI. Meanwhile, Margaret Josephs is blaming AI.
Yeah, it's so convenient. Like,
and you can't blame the Teresa, so then you blame AI.
Yeah.
Like,
when I heard that, I was like, wow, like, maybe you guys should have like talked before you both said the same thing, or did you guys talk and you're that stupid that you both, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're trying to co-sign for each other.
yeah,
That's what they're doing. They're co-signing for each other.
throwing
Yes.
out AI. And for like, I don't know if you saw that TikTok video of Margaret at Bravocon, but one of the a journalist actually asked her about it.
I heard because I'm on my friend Lisa NYC Gal Out. I'm on her podcast once a week, and we did it this morning, and she was telling me about this journalist named Erica, I think Cook or Cox.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
and
and
she was
asked
talking
her.
about, like, Marge is trying to say someone in cybersecurity is investigating it. Like, oh, come on, like, it's not a criminal like act. I don't know. She's something else. But just like they were investigating the other thing and investigating Louis, you know, the phone call that Marge's son got that, you know, anything about afterwards. You know, it's just, I don't know. Somehow I feel like they're gonna turn it around on Teresa.
Yeah,
Or
I
Louis.
mean, my friend Lisa made a great point because she was like, honestly, she's like, the fact that Margaret continuously tries to threaten people with the police, that's like the number one most racist thing that people can do to like other national, you know, people is to like scare them because if they're like a minority, you know what I mean? And,
Absolutely.
and say
not just
that you're
that,
calling
just
the police.
even like us little bloggers to even like throw that out there. Like,
yes,
you have a lot of time on your hands, girl. Like,
yes,
you
you're
know,
making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, are you for real right now?
Like,
you know
you're that triggered over some posts. Like, it doesn't make sense to me unless something's true. You know, like that. Why are you so like, I don't know, defensive?
When Melissa doxed me, allegedly, when like we ended up speaking, like she compared like me having a child to like her having a daughter and talking about like her allegations with like Nick Barada. And I'm like, but I've never talked about anything that wasn't on the show. Like, I never went and did like a blog and was like exclusive information. You know, like this was on the show. You were selling it as a storyline.
It's all public knowledge.
So
why do you have to? Maybe you should go back to the producers and say, you know what, don't put this on TV. You know what I mean? Because like, we can all replay it back. And I love replaying it back because you actually find things that you didn't find before.
Oh, yes.
Like, oh, yeah, now that makes sense. Oh, okay, now I get that, right?
Yes.
Like, it's pretty, yeah.
I love that because I'm always telling my people, go back and especially if you're new to New Jersey, like you didn't watch like maybe like season 4, 5, 6, like go back and watch just a couple of episodes and I promise you, you're going to come out. You might not come out a tree hugger, but you're going to come out with a way different perspective than how it was when you watched it 10 years ago.
Absolutely. Because especially nowadays when you see all the crap that happens, right? So
absolutely.
It's a never ending pattern.
Are you watching Beverly Hills?
Yes, I just finished the episode this morning.
What did you think?
I think that Sutton kind of overreacted.
Do you think she was jealous that she didn't get pulled on stage? I think
she was jealous because who brings all those ones? Like, I don't think she knew what she was expecting. Because I love Sutton. And I just don't think, I think she thought she was coming in, like, throwing dollars. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think she was expecting that intimate, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. But I loved it.
I mean, didn't she see the movie, though?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm confused. She definitely came out with ones. She definitely said like 1,000 times.
I'm going to wear pants.
Yeah, and then she was like, I wore pants for nothing. Yep. But then I wonder, you know, Teddy Mellencamp made the accusation that Sutton rolls around with a bottle of vodka in her purse. Yeah. And I wondered, like, is she like drunk sometimes?
Well, maybe that, you know how she has that ruby ocean fruit, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, maybe that's mixed.
Maybe that's her vodka.
Yeah, it could be mixed, right?
You know what? You're probably right, actually. That makes total sense. You're 100% right.
We'll just say that.
It would make sense why she like sometimes has these moments where she's like overly emotional, kind of like breaking down almost. And you're like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden she's pulled herself together and she's like a different person. Yeah.
And then she tries to like say it was, oh, it wasn't this or it wasn't that,
Yes.
where, you know, like you're being a bitch and, you know, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. And it's very much like that of someone that like might be drinking, because I feel like, I don't know, I'm like, girl, I feel like you might be drinking a little bit too
Yeah. And
much.
after like Teddy said that, and then this episode pulling out that little ocean fruit thing, the first thing that went to my mind was, oh, that's mixed.
Yes. Yes. I believe you.
Yeah.
Because that's like
Because
what
it's so
parents do.
tiny, right? You can shove it right in the purse
Yeah.
there, and
Yes. And
nobody's,
that's what
it's
like
not a
parents do
flask.
at
It's not, you know,
baseball
it's,
games. They
yep,
like roll up with like
yep,
their Fendi cup or Yeti cups full of alcohol.
exactly, exactly.
So good eye. I'm glad you pointed that out, because I think that you're 100% right. What do you feel about Kyle and Mauricio's relationship and the fact that she quit drinking?
I don't know. Like to me, I think it was the first episode where like the Portia birthday, was
Mm,
that first or second? I don't know.
no,
But to
second.
me, it was very kind of like set up. I don't know.
You felt like the scene for the birthday party
Absolutely.
was set up
Yeah, yeah. Because I
between
don't
Mauricio and Kyle, or between like Kyle
the
and his mother?
mom, everything, like the tattoo thing. Like, why would you bring that up at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
It makes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and like Mauricio getting mad about. I don't know. There's something strange.
Yeah, there is something strange in the neighborhood over there,
Yeah,
because there is something strange because Mauricio and his mom and dad, I think, are divorced. There was a photograph of Mauricio and his mom and him and his dad out to like lunch somewhere in Beverly Hills with like this young
girl.
PYT, pretty young
Yep.
thing. And Page Six or TMZ or someone tried to tell us that it was his dad's girlfriend. They played it off like it was his
With
dad's
nothing. Yeah, that's
girlfriend.
weird. Yeah, I didn't see that. I saw them out to dinner or lunch or whatever at the restaurant,
Mm,
and the little young thing. I think she's an actress or something.
something,
But
something.
yeah, but
Um,
and then the whole Dancing with the Stars thing with Emma.
yes. Yes. And he
Yeah.
was with her during Bravocon, allegedly.
Oh wow,
Yes.
I didn't
Hmm.
know that one.
They were spotted. Somebody got it was like not great pictures, but it was pictures of her and him allegedly over the weekend while Kyle was in Vegas.
Wow.
I know. I've heard, there was a blind item that basically alleged that Mauricio wanted out, and that because he wanted out, he was letting Kyle sort of
Do
narrate,
her own thing.
like
Narrate
basically
this like the situation. Yeah,
however
how it's
she
gonna
wanted
play out.
to.
Wow.
And because like they are like no other, which is just so sketchy to me, but they've literally doubled their net worth every single year for the last 12 years, 11 years maybe, every single year. So they get to divide that $100 million fortune as
I
well.
know. I should know prenup. Like
But
that's
then I wonder, do they even have that much money? Because Dana Wilkie, I think, pulled up a bank mortgage, like a remortgage or refinance on their house. And it was like sort of the finance that you might do if you were getting divorced and you were going to buy out your partner and you wanted to keep the marital home. And it's like, why do they even have a mortgage on their house? Like, if you have $100 million,
why isn't paid off yet?
why in your little $3 million, $9 million house, you got to refinance it? And he has all these agencies all over the
That's what I
country.
mean.
Look,
Didn't he just open up one in Portugal or something?
yeah, and he's had them like as soon as he started the agency, he started opening them up all over the place. And I often wonder how they make it, because
Yeah.
it's like, how are you always winning? You're
Yeah.
never losing. That's like, I'm raising an eyebrow at you
It's actually
guys.
because the real estate business is such like a competitive business,
But double
especially in LA and stuff. You know what I mean? Beverly Hills. Like there's so many
But
different real
double
estate.
your net worth every single year. I mean, we're talking COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
like
There's something fishy. Something sketchy.
statistically impossible.
No. Yeah. There's something wrong there.
Yeah, so that makes me raise an eyebrow
Maybe that's why
sometimes.
Kyle wants to get out.
Maybe. I
Maybe
don't know.
maybe she's like, okay, something's about to go down in a couple years. I got to get the F out of this marriage, right?
Well, how do
No,
you feel about her quitting drinking?
I think it's good for her. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't know about her constantly working out and like getting up at 5:30 in the morning, and all the other girls are just like, no, this is a girls trip, like you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to have fun, like, but if to each their own. If she doesn't want to drink, she doesn't want to drink, but
Do,
She's also a housewife. I mean, it's okay to have a cocktail here and there.
Do you think that her not drinking has affected her relationship with Mauricio?
Probably. Because maybe
Yeah.
she's not as numb anymore. Maybe she's not as foggy. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
coming home and you're just like, oh, you know, when you're drinking and, you know, you just let every day go by, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas that when you're not, you start to open your eyes, start to see a lot more. So maybe the shades have been pulled off her eyes. Who knows?
Also, like, do you think that she would want him to maybe cut back on his drinking, if she quit drinking?
That would maybe that's one reason they butt heads, because we don't know how much, like, I'm sure he's got a stressful job, right? So who knows when he comes home if he has a couple cocktails, when encounters there, like, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if she's not drinking, and then, you know, when one partner's not drinking and then the other one is, and then maybe they become sloppy or something silly,
Yeah.
you become unattracted to them, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
like, that could totally be a play too.
I thought the same thing because it's like Kyle and Mauricio, like Kyle's been the fun girl at the parties. Like they go out, they have a
All the
social.
white parties she's had, like, yeah.
Yes, like she's like the fun one everyone wants to sit next to and drink with. So it's like all of their couple friends probably drink too.
Yep.
And that makes for like a hard situation if you go out to dinner and everyone's drinking but you.
Exactly.
Like that's not fun.
And then you start to like question, like, if they're having fun, but like you feel like they're being sloppy, you know, and then I don't know. Yeah. And then, yeah, you might not be attracted anymore.
And we know that he likes to smoke, he's always been
true
one to
too.
take part.
I mean, I don't find anything wrong with that.
No, not at
you
all.
know what? But some people, like you said, like, if she doesn't smoke and he's like out of it, you know what I mean? Or just mellow on the couch and she wants to talk, like, it could have really huge effects on their relationship. Huge.
Right. I feel like in combination with the alcohol is when him taking part would probably be like more relevant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I feel like alcohol can like really affect like your like all of it.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And also like we have to remember PK and Dorito. I call her Dorito because I love Doritos. They're delicious.
Yeah.
And
Right? Yeah.
it fits her. PK and Dorito and Kyle, like they always hung out, all of them together. But like they quit hanging out, and we definitely, contributed some of that to the business dealings between PK and Mauricio and the fact that they were working on this real estate show for overseas, and then Mauricio ended up getting this deal with Netflix. But like they were always out drinking and partying, and people were like speculating about
Mauricio and Dirty. Hello?
Oh man, I'm so sorry.
Did it cut out?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.